Well, hello. I'd like to wish you a very happy new year for 2019 and all that you wish for yourself, and that all your prayers should be answered. And I was just listening to the news and it's terribly depressing. And I thought it's about time that somebody said something nice. And offer some solutions to some of the awfulness that's going on. The poor people who were injured last night in Manchester, the poor people who are trying to cross the channel to get here. It put me in mind of Dunkirk, actually. I thought, good gracious me, if they could summon up a flotilla of boats, we would be in trouble too. But, it's just such a depressing scene that is painted for us, and yet the one thing that keeps the human being above all others on this planet is hope. And I'm always, I know I'm always harking on about him, but St. Paul was a great believer in hope. And of course it means optimism, and to be hopeful and optimistic in every terrible situation is the best way to get through everything. And also, of course, to look for practical resolutions to problems that arise. And the other thing that I was thinking about was God. And I thought, what are they sending all these space probes up for? To go and examine a piece of rock to see how this earth was made or something about it. Well, that's an easy one because, whatever you think about the Bible, you can just go to Genesis and you just get it in little easy chunks. And not to worry about what this universe is made of, how it's made, because that's a simple one. And it would save a lot of money as well if people would just think, well, this is a wonderful planet, this is a wonderful universe, let's enjoy it and make the best of it and be hopeful for it, instead of, digging around and sending very, very expensive, beyond the wildest imagination, rockets up to have a look round and see what else is out there. It can be very simple, and the money that's being spent on that could best be spent on repairing this planet and looking after this piece of rock that we've all been fortunate enough to be born on, instead of this foolishness. I don't think that comes from old age. I remember thinking that when I was a child, so that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. I think that it's a truth that we are told who created life, who created the universe, and rest on that and make the very best and be hopeful for a good outcome and a good resolution if we only did that. Well, it wouldn't be me if I didn't go on a bit, would it? As one of my daughter-in-laws, bless her, told me once, do not write whole books when you're posting on Facebook. And I suppose I tend to do that because I do write books, of course, as you know. This is the time to plug my book, The Spiritualist Handbook, which you can get on Amazon, of course, and they've come in for a lot of stick as well. But the fact is that we have to move with the times, and getting stuff very quickly and having it delivered to us, you could say it lowers our carbon footprint. Then we don't get in cars or go trundling off to shops with huge overheads and burning out precious resources. If we can just sit up and use modern technology to get stuff that we need and have it delivered. So there you are. That's my take on that, which I'm sure you wanted to know. And the other thing is, of course, I'm a great believer in the God of love. And I don't believe that God is behind actions of terror in God's name, upset and injury to others. God is love. God is merciful. And people who take that and make God's name an excuse to do injury to others is all wrong. And we have to pray that somehow or other the light will sink into them and they will then understand that, love is what makes the world go round, and love will conquer all. You don't have to go out and injure and hurt people in order to prove that there is a God, rather the reverse. So that's my opinion of that as well. There are so many things that occupy thoughts on this first day of the year 2019. And of course, over and above everything else, we have to hang on to that hope, that hopefulness, optimism that everything will be all right. And even those of us who are facing goodness knows what in the months to come, know that if we have that faith and belief that love will conquer everything, that prayer really does help, then we will be halfway there. I believe in the power of prayer. I know that it works. I know that my way of life, because I'm a spiritualist, I know that we are heard when our prayers go out there. And I do believe in a layering of life, that there's this life and then there's other life after this, and that it interpenetrates this one, and therefore we can reach out in our mind, which is attached to our spirit, and ask for help. And I know that we always get it. So please, if you are in dire need or even small amount of need, please just send up your thoughts. And that God I was talking about, you will be listened to and you will be helped and you will be heard. And you just need a little bit of patience, because sometimes, miracles take longer. But I've seen them happen. And as a healer, I know that people can receive great comfort and healing if you just ask. It doesn't matter if they don't believe anything. It really doesn't matter, because little animals also receive it, and even plant life can receive healing, as two of the wonderful trees out in our front garden can attest. They were little scrubby ex-Christmas trees when we came here, and Kathy it was who gave them healing, and now they're huge monsters, sort of 9 foot tall and looking very, very wonderful. Of course, we're leaving them here for the next person to enjoy, because for this new year, Kathy and I are looking forward to returning to our home base, which of course is London, South London at that. So we are looking forward ourselves with optimism and hope. And somebody said, well, it's a bit late in life, isn't it, to do that, to go off now. And I say it's never too late. And we do what we do, and we keep that optimism in our hearts and hope and love and trust that there is a God of love and mercy, and we are able to take that on board, and we are going to move later in life, and we look forward to establishing a new ice speed skating club and a new bandy club. And that, of course, is something, both of those things are dear to my heart. And, of course, as we all know, God is a skater. God made the ice, and it runs all the way through the Bible. You can see that God made the frost, God made the ice. And even in Revelations, John saw in his vision that all the angels were dancing and singing on a sea of glass, and God sat on his throne right at the end of it. And I tell you now, a sea of glass to people in the Middle East would describe ice. So we know that is the case. Right, well, I suppose that's enough of my New Year's ramble. I do wish you all the very, very best, and I know that a little bit of prayer goes a long way. So, and I will pray for you whether you like it or not, because this is what I do, and I suggest that you do every morning and every evening. You just thank God and praise God, and you will find that the rest of the time you will feel a lot better no matter what happens to you. You'll know that you are loved and looked after. There you are. So, happy New Year. Happy, optimistic New Year. Have a wonderful 2019. And I'll say God bless to you. And I must say to you that I'm wearing these ordinary glasses. I'm not wearing my reading glasses. And I can see that there are people watching because little green things come up. Now, I haven't been on the booze, but I see little green things pop up. And I know that people are watching, but I don't know who or what. I just see these green blobs. So lots of love to you. I value my friends that I've made over the years, and I hope to be in touch with you during this year as well. So I say God bless to you. I pray for your healing and for your comfort, for your restfulness and for your joy, even if you've been bereaved and if you are sorrowing, that you will know that your loved ones are still able to hear you and can demonstrate their presence to you now and again. Just look for the signs. They will be there. I'll say goodbye.